It's always kind of weird when my hiccup in my uploading schedule is on Friday, because then I feel like I haven't uploaded a battle in forever, which is technically true. I haven't uploaded a battle in like 5 days, but the Game Clucks tournament was on Saturday. The recap for that is, you know, I didn't end up getting first, second, or third because of the way Swiss works. I did end up only losing one match, and that was my second round, but I guess Swiss kind of works with like who you lose to and like when, or I don't even know how the fuck it works, but I ended up fourth because the two people ahead of me, I guess, lost to different people with like a higher or lower score. I still have no fucking idea how Swiss works. But Charlie ended up taking first. He is a subscriber of mine, so congratulations to him when he hears this. We ended up going to the food court at the mall afterwards. And then this is a match not from the tournament that actually ended up being with somebody else from the tournament, but we never got matched up. He was one of the, I believe, people from the University of Washington Pokemon group. They kind of have like a training group going on for people that are looking how to get into the game. And he was like, I got a decent team, I want to play somebody at the table. And I was like, I'll try to bring something that's not super weather based. There is a T-Tar on this team, but it's not super reliant on it. So, I mean, his team isn't top tier OU, but I was like, okay, I'll just test his team out, see how good it gets, see how good he plays, blah, 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 etc., etc., etc. So, he's only got 2 OUs. That's also something to keep in mind, but hey. So, I think we kind of lost track of the first 2 couple of turns, which is not really that good, seeing as how this is kind of a short match. But I think I ended up switching into Landorus to check the Archeops somewhat, just get the Intimidate off on it. And then I set up rocks in between. I ended up going out into Celebi to take anything from the Keldeo, because it's a very nice switch into it. And then I just end up going for a Leaf Storm because I happen to be a Scarf Celebi. I know I will be able to outspeed it. I think we saw Life Orb on it earlier, so I definitely know I'll be able to outspeed it. But he ends up going into his Typhlosion, so I'm like, alright, let's just go into T-Tar, get the Spadef boost from the sand, and then just take whatever he wants to go for. Odds are it's going to end up being a Blaze boosted Flamethrower or Fire Blast. I take it alright, and I didn't see an item, so I kind of thought he was going to be choice, which is like, alright, I'm just going to go for the Pursuit right here. End up taking a Focus Blast. Now, I know there is a special defense boost, but I am not special defensive. And on top of that, he gets a crit here, so I'm not sure really what his item was. Like, if he was Expert Belt, that maybe could have not mattered at all. But I'm not seeing an item, so I honestly don't know what the deal was there, whether or not my T-Tar would have gotten out of that matchup alive had it not been for the crit. I kind of thought it mattered, but I don't know how much special defense that T-Tar has, so I'm just going to say that it didn't, just to completely end that. But I'm gonna go for U-turn because just seeing that he didn't switch up items, I know I'm gonna be faster naturally, so I'm like, I might as well just get the U-turn off and then just kill it off, so that kind of thing. Anyway, he learns right here that I am a Scarf Celebi, kind of looks at his screen and he's like, yeah, you shouldn't be able to outspeed me under normal circumstances. And Leaf Storm is really, really, really good on Celebi, just for kind of the choice Scarf set. It's not bad. You get the heavy hits when you need to, and then you just get the hell out of dodge the instant something else like this comes in. If this is a D-Knight, it probably would have been game, so he would have had the opportunity to set up. I probably should have just, I don't know, gone for the HP Ice on the Archeops. I don't know, I just have the tendency to underestimate Celebi. So, I end up going out into Neanderus just to go for the Intimidate, and my lord, look at how much that does to it. I don't think I'm fully defensive, but that's still after like -1. That's looking like a 2-hit KO. In hindsight, I probably should have switched out to Magnezone just to take it, but if he got the 2-turn Outrage like he does right now, then I would have just been at the mercy of whatever else he wanted to switch in next. So I was like, I'll chance the 2-turn and then just do something based on that. So if he ends up getting the 3-turn, I can go into Magnezone or I can go into something else depending on whether or not I live. You get what I'm trying to say there. That probably wasn't how I would have ended up handling it, but so... And Pharos, I can't help but think that another Pokemon here would have been great unless, you know, he ended up getting the Static right here, in which case, hey, that would have worked out great. But it just comes in and dies to a Choice Banded close combat, so kind of whatever. Also worthy of mentioning, HP numbers at level 100. You know how you normally invest some HP or you take off an HP EV just to have an odd number. That doesn't necessarily apply in level 50, which is why stuff has funky stuff. But it's infrared, so that's why in infrared you auto level and it's like 4th gen. So that's the only auto leveling there is in person. But gets a crit on the Surf. I do feel the need to slightly mention that this mattered because this Rotom Wash is somewhat special defensive, if I remember correctly. So it just kind of puts it at the range where I actually don't know whether or not the crit ended up mattering, because I don't know how much a Secret Sword would have done. But I figure, hey, he got a crit. I'm not going to get the opportunity to retaliate. I want to safe switch into Celebi, so I might as well just let it die and then just do that. But I'm not going to go for a Leaf Storm. He goes in here to try to resist the Leaf Storm. I'm pretty sure even after Stealth Rock's damage, Galvantula is pretty frail. So maybe would have died to a Leaf Storm regardless. I'm not 100% on that. But Galvantula and Ampharos, if those were two other Pokemon, his team actually probably could have worked out. You know, Typhlosion being a rogue card in there, that would have been alright. But the other two guys just kind of dying in one shot. But, you know, it is his first competitive team, so, you know, I'm not going to judge it too fiercely. Just those turns could have played out a little bit differently, and this match could have been a little bit longer. But I decided to go into my Magnezone now, and it turns out that even without an Intimidate, that honestly looks like a 3-hit KO, and then he gets a higher damage roll, and this one kind of scares the shit out of me on that one, but I end up living it, and I do get to take him out with a Flash Cannon. I didn't remember whether or not my hidden power was Ice or Fire, but I can't help but think if this is the Choice Spec set designed to prey on Ferrothorn even when it's in the rain, I think that might be Fire just because specs and whatnot. So I'm at a low amount of HP. I'm not going to fuck around with this Keldeo. If he wants to just take me out, that's fine. If he wants to try to set up, I'm just going to Flash Cannon until I end up dying. And because I do, in fact, still have Celebi, I can just kind of go in immediately after. He's at the range where I don't even have to mess around with Leaf Storm and whether or not it's going to miss. I can just go for a Psychic to clean out the game. So it probably wasn't the best match, but it was one of the only matches I ended up getting from the tournament because one of the matches was just really disappointing. The other 3 matches were just kind of, I don't know, just basic. I don't know, they weren't really too interesting to me, and then this one was like, you know what, I might as well. Plus, I don't think I've uploaded against Alex, but I'll probably get the opportunity to play him again later in the future. And you know I don't really like duplicate uploading against people in such a short period of time. Anyway, super short game. I'm sorry if it really wasn't up to your standards, but it was the only one I've had from this weekend. Plus, I'm probably going to get the opportunity to stream in the near future. So that is a thing. I know I didn't last week, but this week is looking a little bit better. So I mean, if you did like the upload, you can go ahead and leave a comment, rate, subscribe, do your... How do I normally say that? You can leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe, and do your thing. There we go. I was wondering why that felt so weird. Anyways, that's a video. Spyro is going to be coming later tonight. TCG tomorrow. Looks like everything should be smooth sailing from this week on forward. I might run out of battle videos, but I'll deal with that when I deal with that. So that was a video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.